This is the Night Owls Disc Golf Podcast. I'm Shane.
And I'm JP.
And what a night.
Yeah.
We're late.
You know what? lately when we've been recording, it's like 8:30 and it's still like relatively light out. We're back to being night owls.
Exactly.
Like it's night.
Yeah. I was at a awesome town meeting discussing roads and parking spots on those roads. So one of my businesses has a road that services only my property. And as of recently, there's been some confusions on what is parking and what's enforceable by the police and blah, blah, blah. So finally I got it on the agenda and we sat there forever as they're going through all the agenda items. We were like number 18 on the agenda for them to basically say, well, yeah, just park as you've always been parked and we'll make sure we sign it. What the? Which is good. I mean, it's a good outcome. I was hoping that they would abate the road to me or to us and we could pay for it and then we could just maintain it, keep care of it, do all that stuff. But you know what? I save those costs now and we still get the parking spots, which is all I was hoping for anyways. So, you know, for that, it was a win-win for me.
Nice.
But man, it was long because we had soccer and then I dropped and watched about 5 minutes of my daughter's softball game and then went there and then my wife left and then she got there and then we sat there till about 9:30 and my 8-year-old son was here for about 15 minutes by himself and he was freaked out about it. Yeah.
Ooh,
well, he wasn't by himself. Let me clarify. My mom and my niece were in the basement because that's where their rooms are. And he was just upstairs by himself. So.
Yeah.
So he was a bit freaked out. So we got calls right in the middle of that. But yeah, and you had an eventful night.
Yeah. Let's see. There was Little League practice, soccer practice, and then first night of volleyball, which we had a doubleheader. First, it was cold. Like the sun went down. It
went quick.
It did. It got cold. And so first game was fairly competitive. So like there was a lot of moving around, and the second game was not competitive at all. So it was just...
On your part?
On the other team's part. So it was just a lot of standing around.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. All right. But we're playing a new format this year. We're playing rally scoring. We used to not. Rally
makes
scoring,
games go quicker.
It does. It was to 25. So like even though it's to 25, it's still like, oh my God, that's long. Especially if both teams are making mistakes. Like you can get just.
Is it win by 2? Or
yeah,
just first
win by 2.
And some of those can get pretty contentious too. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So let's give some shout outs real quick. Just make sure you go on our social medias and all those YouTubes and alike and the World Wide Webs and the Facebooks and the Instagrams. Go out there and find us. So it's door_disc_golf. Has our link tree, has all the links. I mean, it'll direct us right to these pages. I think the only link I don't have is referencing our new Instagram page for the podcast.
Oh, okay.
I think I need to put that on there. Just thinking about that. So it's night_owls_pod.
Yep.
All right. Perfect. And then we will be adding a YouTube to that pretty soon. So Friday, we're going to go out and record our first one. So what we're going to do is compare the culprit, the zone, the tactic, all these overstable kind of approach putter-ish. And we're also going to take the new Ricky Slammer and we're going to compare it to kind of some of the thumb track or pseudo thumb track discs. So if you find that birdie, we'll take a birdie, but we're going to have an animal, a pig, a slammer, a first run, or a regular slammer, then the Ricky first run slammer. We're also going to do the Berg and then the armadillo from Lone Star. So those are all thumb tracked. So we're just going to go throw them. So you'll see them on Instagram, but you'll also see a YouTube comparing them all. And we're going to go out to a course and kind of throw them in a big field.
Nice.
And hopefully our camera work is awful. And at least you can see flashes of a disc. And we'll make sure we stand right directly in front of the flight path. So you guys get no value out of it. But it'll be on YouTube.
Cool.
So
well,
I'm going to teach myself how to edit.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
It's not too hard.
Apple has editing stuff, right? Okay. I hope it does.
Yeah, like iMovie. I think a lot of people use that. It's fairly intuitive.
Okay.
Not too hard.
All right.
A lot of drag and drop. And
I think, from what I understand, I've played with it once or twice.
Yeah.
seems okay. Because I used to do those like motivational leadership disc golf type things, and I played with them there
Yeah.
a little bit, very little bit. Because what I would do is just redo the video over and over again until I didn't have to cut it.
Yeah.
But every once in a while I would have to. So
Okay.
yeah. Anyways,
Cool.
anything else to say about that stuff?
No, not really.
All right, then
that I
let's
can
talk about tournament payouts. How do you feel about them? What do you think of them?
Well, I mean, I wish there was more money for players. Absolutely. A bit, I think maybe the placement is too large. They should cut down on the number of people that get
Instead
paid.
of top 40%, pay fewer places.
Yeah, but
Okay.
award more money. Yeah, I think, I guess life on the road is pretty tough, and you're trying to, get that cash. I mean, I think a lot of people now are relying more and more on sponsorship. So like anything like you get might be a little extra, on top of what you're making. But in comparison to some of these other sports that you see payouts for things, we are falling far behind.
Because I think what has happened is that manufacturers or sponsors have taken it upon themselves to give their players, I guess, the money's needed for traveling and then something to put back into their pockets.
Right.
So it's become less of less of a priority to increase payouts or change the structure of payouts in order to bring more money to the players through payouts. I see that happening. Now, we'll put it more at a local level. How do you feel like those C-tier payouts and things like that? How do you feel about them?
I mean, the only thing I've ever gotten is just funny money.
I mean, swag, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's okay. I mean, how many discs can you get? There's other stuff you can buy with it, but
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess the reason I bring it up is because we had a question. It was an open question by one of the participants in the Pinecrest.
Okay.
Like, hey, where's all this money going? This is an AM-only, trophy-only tournament. Where's all this money going? It's like, good question, because we were never apparent or open about where this money was going.
Oh, okay.
So I just laid out, okay, hey, look, we have, a 10% off coupon to door disc. No monetary value there, but
Right.
10% off, so we're going to give that. And then we have the disc. We have the trophies. We have the minis, the Trash Panda minis.
Yep.
And then we also have these magnets that have the Pinecrest logo on them. And then Ben brought in some like bottled waters and things like that.
Sure.
So, when you add it up, it ends up being like about 110% when we're only required to do about 85% payout.
Okay.
But we're going 100% or more for their payouts. And I think it's $35. So we're giving more than the $35 for the payout. But it was funny because I took it as like, what are you accusing me of?
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, you know what? We never said anything. So I'm just going to lay it out there. This is what it is. And then once we're done with paying for that out of the tournament out of the tournament funds, what we're going to do is give money to Howard for Pinecrest because they just redid all those baskets. So in a good faith effort to say, thank you very much, here it is. We had to pay for the course as well to rent it and get the permit for it. It was a pretty nominal fee. Howard was awesome with it. And then we were planning on trying to start a small coffer for another event, hopefully this year. Kind of startup costs, the cost to rent the course and do those type of things. So we have a little bit of money sitting there. And then basically what was left, Ben and Door Disc Golf, we're going to split it. I'm assuming it'll be about $50.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it'll be $200, but, fairly nominal amount. And the amount of work that I put in is maybe 6-8 hours. The amount of work that Ben has put in, a ton. I mean, he's doing a fantastic job promoting it and, making sure everything's put together, doing. And then the time that's going to be on the course, because I'm not going to be there. It's going to be Ben that's going to be there. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, is it wrong to take money as a tournament director?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think you're putting in the time to put on this event. Why shouldn't you get paid for it?
Right.
Yeah, like I being a tournament director, I see as being a job unlike any other job. Like or business.
Or like any other job.
Well,
Not unlike.
oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Like any other job. Sorry, yeah. I mean, it's a little different than like some people's jobs, but yeah, I mean, you're putting the time and effort into running your event, you know, and you're making sure that, like, I guess you could say that the disc golfers are like employees and like, you know, you're like providing them benefits and things like that. But at the end of the day, you need to make money in order to keep running events and like keep things going. So yeah, I have no problems with tournament directors getting paid.
Yeah, and that's and there's no secret of mine that I'm a business individual, so business minded. And when I think about it, I just figure like, you know, my time is worth whatever this X will represent. So my time is worth X dollars an hour. And for me to do those things, yes, for passions and things like that, that X can be lower. But there still has to be an amount of money that it's worth, because for me to stop doing something, that means someone else is going to have to pick it up. I'm going to have to pay them to do it. So there's always those trade-offs. So when we talk about running tournaments, yes, they are good for growing the sport. They are good for, you know, giving. They're good for exposure. They're good for all that stuff. So there's money's coming back in that regard. But you have to be compensated for time. And for anyone that thinks that a tournament director should be compensated for their time in a fairly nominal amount, I mean, because if I were to bill somebody for the 6 hours that I worked, it'd be a pretty big price tag. And for the amount of, and, you know, Ben's X is something different, but if he were to bill somebody for those amount of time, it'd be a pretty big amount of money. So, you know, for the very nominal amount of money that tournament directors or shops or whoever's running these things are taking, I'm all for it, you know. And I'm not saying that they need to make more, but I think there should be some sort of value, because without value, there's no incentive. There's no reason to do better, you know, for the next tournament. So, and that's the same thing with payouts. If there's no value in those payouts, what's going to make you come back?
Yeah.
Why doesn't TD have that same, I guess, incentive for running the tournaments? Like, if they're not getting any value out of it, why are they going to keep running tournaments? So I'm with you on that one. I just wanted to bring that up because that was my random thought for the day.
Well, that's a good one.
Yep. So now that I'm off that tangent, so thrower, hanger, or flipper, what'd you buy?
It was a slow week.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't get anything.
You didn't buy anything?
I didn't buy. I thought, you know what? I
figured with all the discs that came in, you would have.
I know. And I went online. I went like on the shop page. I was going to stop in today, but I didn't have time. And I was looking at all the Lone Star discs. I was like, okay, I'm interested in this, interested in this, interested in that. But yeah, I just didn't get anything. And then next week, obviously, DD3s are coming out as well. So I'm kind of holding off.
Just got those in today.
For those. And there was something else I wanted to pick up.
Was it one of the slammers?
No, because I have two of the prototypes. But I do want to know if the prototypes fly different than the first runs.
They look exactly the same.
Yeah, I wouldn't think they would, but you never know. Sometimes there's little minor tweaks and stuff. But shoot, yeah. So there's, and then I was like, well, maybe I'll pick up that Simon bag.
Oh, I thought you were thinking about the Yuli cart.
Well, I know I just got that cart. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
And then Tyler offered to buy my grip bag one time. He's like, if you ever want to get rid of it, I'm up for it. I'm like, well, now that I have cart, maybe, but there's always those courses that are better for bags than for carts, and so
now you could have the ape bag, the angry ape. So we got only one. We're only allowed to buy 4. I only bought 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, I'm glad we got that full line. I mean, I think, and immediately just started selling them. Like, it was incredible. As soon as they came up, we put them up online. Didn't put them online to sell, but we advertised them through social medias, and then we threw them up on the walls and kind of displayed them pretty well. And we sold 4 almost immediately.
Oh, wow.
Cam bought one because he had a CX2, whichever one that is, the smaller, and then he bought the AX5.
He did.
He went black AX5.
Oh, wow. Big one.
So he has 2 of them now. And then he sold the cart back in.
Okay.
So, because he bought a cart about, I don't know, when he first started. He bought a cart, so he traded that back in. So we have that used
Transit?
Transit.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the Trekker, the Transit. So we have the used Transit in shop now, but a great deal for that right now because it was barely used. I think he used it maybe twice, and then he realized he wasn't a cart guy.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, all right. So what I bought is I bought your old Lucid X Trespass, the 2018.
I thought you didn't like trespasses.
Oh, I've fallen in love with them now.
Oh, okay.
All of a sudden found them and they work.
Wow.
Because remember, I was trying to find a slower speed.
Yeah.
And I've never had good luck with trespasses because I always felt they were kind of unreliable.
Yeah.
Pretty flippy, rather, not unreliable. Still flippy, but I've learned angles on my flippy one, and then the Lucid X Trespass is fantastic. I can just absolutely hammer it, and it just stands up and rides flat and finishes. And I don't lose distance on them. Anything else that's that X plastic, I usually lose a lot of distance, but this is fantastic. So those 2018, when you turned that in, I was like, and I had one, so I just took it out and threw it and loved it, and they're in the bag now.
Nice.
So, yeah,
That's
pretty
cool.
happy about that. So I bought those, and that's it. So I'll probably buy a culprit. Oh, no, I bought that EMAC, the B Dynamic EMAC.
Oh, cool.
I bought one of those. So, and I'll probably buy a culprit for the video.
Yeah.
And then it'll go right back into the used bin. And then, unless I like it, and then I'll keep it. But
Is it a mid-range?
it is a mid. It's like a zone.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an attempt at a zone, from what I understand. I haven't thrown it yet.
Interesting.
Kind of the attempt of it a zone. It's a bit deeper than a zone, not as deep as a tactic.
Okay.
So it's kind of in that realm.
Yeah.
And this came out in, I believe it's Moonshine, Lucid Moonshine. So it's pretty nice.
That's cool.
And that's it. I bought a bunch of stuff for the store, but that's it. So, and all of them are going to be throwers. Well, your EMAC, the Fusion X EMAC Trespass, yeah. Anyways. Yeah, that's what it was, EMAC Trespass or whatever.
Yeah.
I think
Lucid-
they coined it as that.
Yeah. It was his
Yeah.
signature disc or whatever for.
Yeah,
music.
the
Yeah.
X Pass, the 2018 X Pass.
Yeah.
That was already thrown. That edge was chewed up. What'd you do? Roll it on a...
No, you know what? What did I do?
You roll that on the concrete or something?
Something. Oh, no. I was shooting a video and, Hole 4 in Sister Bay? Mm-hmm. It's got the, gravel road that goes out to it. So I was
Yeah.
throwing it a ton and, it just kept hitting the gravel.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it's a little chewed up. I mean, it's still pretty overstable, but...
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's that. So here's our preview. We're going to do some listener questions and a good shout out we're going to have coming here. So don't delay. You will hear it. Portland, we're going to talk about. And we already talked about YouTube, so we won't go over that. We'll talk new cases, or new course in the area. New cases. We got some new cases coming here. And this is when you hear the chong chong.
Yeah.
And then we have, we're going to talk about aces. We have a random question tonight. And then we'll do the winner of the mystery black box. We'll kind of do a little follow-up and see if he's claimed it and all that stuff. And then shop updates. And then we'll be on our way from there.
Yeah.
All right. So, listener questions. Let me just do the first. Scott Johnson, happy birthday. 14 years old. He bought a Paul Macbeth AX5.
Really?
Yes.
At
Well,
14.
he didn't buy it. He got it as a gift.
Oh, okay.
So, and it was this big thing, but nevertheless, happy birthday. I hope you're enjoying that thing. I hope you feel it, and I hope you feel it with a bunch of aces.
That's a cool
Ace
bag to
discs.
get for a birthday.
Exactly.
Nice.
I know it was good because it comes with that special Luna, too.
Yeah.
Special blend Luna. And so, fantastic. So, awesome. Happy birthday, Scott Johnson. All right, listener questions.
Yeah. So there's two. Sorry, last week they got submitted, but they were in my inbox in the requests area, so I didn't get to see them. So we're doing them this week.
There you go.
All right.
And did you know there's a request box inside the request box that's inside the request box? There's 3 levels of
Oh, that's crazy.
hidden boxes.
I know there's hidden requests and
There's
stuff like that.
There's request, and then inside the request there's another request.
my
is that
God.
the hidden request? Is that what it is, or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. All right. First question is from Rylan Nooney, and he asks, "What do you think the best driver is for beginners?"
All right. So I never suggest drivers for beginners.
Right.
But if I were, it would probably fall into the realm of a fairway driver or a control driver.
Yep.
So nothing higher than 10. And I would probably recommend something like the Vandal. And just a standard Lucid Vandal. Because that still has some turn, or a Maverick, something in that realm. And I know those are both DD, but those would probably be the two that I would recommend.
Yeah, I think you can never really go wrong with like a Leopard.
Yep.
Or, something that's still kind of fast, but yeah, just stable to understable. Mid-range, I would say like a Paradox. If you're going to throw in mid-range, that's pretty... I mean, for like a higher arm speed, it's pretty flippy, but I think for someone that's a younger age, you could get some stability and turn out of it and maybe have it not flip over on you, but still, fly pretty decent for you.
Right. And then a regular Fuse also, or a Bounty, are fantastic discs. And then you can get into the Buzz SS range, which is a great disc. I mean, and Buzz SS is a Buzz, slightly less stable. And Buzz is absolutely the most popular mid-range out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think any of those you won't go wrong with. But yeah, if you wanted a wider rim, I would suggest a Vandal. It feels driver-ish, but it's maybe a high-speed fairway, low-speed control driver. But that's a fantastic disc for beginners.
Nice.
Yep.
And then next question is from Disc Golf Missionary. And he asks, why aren't there more old fat guys playing disc golf?
Honestly, I don't know. I've been looking for them, but like my brothers in arms just aren't out there.
I took this as just kind of a joke, but yeah. It's like, hey, we're out there.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that they don't make the weight capacities on carts and stools large enough. That's why. So when we're walking down the course and it's getting hot, like we need to sit down. So it's really hard for us to to find seats out there.
I think that just maybe, I don't know, if you're playing, show it to your friends that are, show it off. Like, take them out and see if you can't get them to be, your buddies out on the course with you. I don't, to me, I don't want to say they're out playing golf, but I mean,
yeah, because they got carts out there.
Yeah.
And beer.
Right.
And at the turn, you can usually get food. Like, yeah. I think that's the lack of course design to incorporate food stops is probably what stops us from being out there so much, too. So, jokes aside, there was a group back in maybe 2015, 2016, somewhere around the Big Daddy Disc Golf. Does this ring any bells to you?
The name sounds familiar.
So there used to be a group of guys that were all hefty dudes. Like every one of them were hefty dudes. And it was kind of a support group, I guess, for the lack of a better term.
Okay.
So they were out there to say, hey, get out there, get active, play, and let's use disc golf to do that. And it was awesome. And they did some YouTube videos and stuff, and I just haven't seen them in a while. So I'm not sure if they're still going or not. I know they did a podcast, but there was this one gentleman that kind of took over the podcast and it just kind of fell apart.
Okay.
But yeah, it was, I enjoyed the group, and, I guess I joke, I'm a fat old dude. Like, I'm fat, but I'm like fit fat.
Yeah, right. I know what you're saying.
I'm 250, but my frame doesn't show 250. I get out on some hilly courses and it shows. That's where I start like, okay, I'm going to take my 30 seconds here because I need to catch my breath. I need to wipe my brow from the sweat that I have on it. So, I don't know, but yeah, well, this is the time. Just find a fat friend and take them out golfing,
right?
Disc golfing.
Yeah.
There it is. Is that appropriate?
No,
because I'm fat, so I can say it. So yes, it is appropriate. All right. All right. And for those of you out there, don't take it serious. Come on, folks. Okay. Any more?
Nope, that was all.
Okay, we didn't get any from the post today?
No.
All right. So we will go into the Portland Open. So we'll talk about that real quick. First thing first, whole lot of syringes filled with nastiness taken out of Ricky's knee, and he will not be participating in the Portland Open. So sounds like he's going to take a hiatus for a little while.
He doesn't anticipate being back until the Preserve, from what it looks like.
So that's 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like, yeah. He says in a post on Instagram, it said he hopes to be back in time to defend his championship.
All right. And he came in second last year here at Portland. Is that correct?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I remember Portland was kind of a late addition. After with COVID, and Dustin Keegan went out to the.
And it wasn't part of the tour.
It wasn't. Right. Oh, wait,
So
was it a Silver Series?
I don't think it was anything last year. I think it was just thrown together. Yeah, no, it was. Because I remember the red tee pads, and then they had the other side, and people didn't like the tee pads because they were super spongy or something.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. So what we'll do is, instead of chatting about it, I love the course. It sounds like they Dustin went out there and did another redesign. Yeah, because that was the real short, he had 48 hours to redesign it or something like that, and they threw it together. It was super quick, or 2 weeks.
It was something like that. Yeah, he went out there with on the golf course. I forgot what the golf course's name is, but there's some tight line. There were some tight lines out there, and a lot of rollers were being thrown. And
And it sounded like they made it even more tight in the woods. They're actually utilizing the woods that are on the golf course. So it doesn't sound like it's just going to be a Heiser Fest. I mean, but...
Well, they're using 2 courses this year.
Are they? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's that course, and then Blue Lake.
I know, I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it, but apparently people seem to like it from what I've heard. And then it's a course that you can score pretty high on, and then the golf course is going to be the course that's kind of the tougher course to get separation with.
I'm excited to see it. I think it's going to be... I enjoyed the course. I enjoyed that course last year.
Yeah.
Sound like Mike Tyson.
Yeah, a little.
Then I reached over the seat and hit him. All right. I enjoyed the course. Oh my goodness. I enjoyed the course last year. I know it got a lot of flack because of the way you could play the tee pads, and the tee pads were so wide because they had that extra area on the side that you could tee off from, because people didn't like the... but I thought the lines were good. They had some pretty creative mandos, pretty creative trees. It didn't seem like the course was broken pretty easily. By players, they didn't break the course.
Right.
So I'm excited to see it, and it sounded like they made it more epic, I think was the exact words that they used in their redesign. They made the course more epic, and then to add that second course, I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And that area of golf is good, and it's almost guaranteed that it's going to be soggy.
I would think so.
I mean, it's Portland.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be, I think 3 rounds, 4 rounds. I forgot what Friday, Saturday. No, Friday. It must be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think someone said there was going to be a cut.
Yeah, there'll be a cut to Sunday.
Yeah.
To 40%. So, I'm like I said, I'm excited to see it. So let's do our picks. Calvin Heimberg, I know, because Eagle won it last year. Heimberg was second, so it wasn't Ricky. Heimberg was second. Paul was tied for third. So...
Oh, I remember that. Okay, so Eagle won it, and I'm not going to throw... Well, I don't really want to throw shade at Hannah Macbeth, but I remember she came out with some tweet saying the only courses Eagle couldn't win on are the long bomber courses.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm like, but Hannah, your husband won DDO.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you think Country Club is?
Yep.
It's I just remember that after that win specifically, I think is when she came out with the tweet, kind of comparing the two.
But to be fair, Paul Macbeth has won on a lot of different courses. So
right, but
so Paul Macbeth is your highest rated player at 1052. And then it's Heimberg, Klein, Conrad, Bird, Jones, Hammes. So the list goes on and on. So I'll tell you who I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick Gibby as number 2. No, I'll start with my third. How about that? I'm going to go with Lizzo. I'm going to talk Lizotte at third.
Okay.
I'm going to take Gibson in second. And I'm going to take P. McBee. I know he's battling an elbow injury. So there is a reason he's been playing bad, well, supposedly. He's been messing with an elbow injury, so he's had to change his form slightly to compensate for that. And I think he's got it. Because he showed up a little bit in his last tournament. It wasn't too far out of it. So I think he's going to put it together this one. And I think this is something that appeals to his sensibility of play. So we'll see. All right, how about yourself?
All right. Shoot. I was just looking at last year's winners and everything as well. Okay. So, third. Come on. I'm going to take James Conrad.
Okay. Good choices.
Second, I'm going to take Brody. Just kidding, I'm not.
Oh, boo. I didn't think about Brody.
It's because you don't think he has a chance.
Well, I'm not going to say it out loud. Is he even in this?
I heard he practiced it the other day. Second, I'm going to take Simon Lizotte.
Okay. Lizotte for both of us.
Mm-hmm. And number one, I'm going with Calvin Heimberg.
You know, I think that... Yeah, why did I not put Heimberg in there? I think that Lizotte has a very good chance of winning it again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he's coming off of a high from winning. And he has so much momentum behind him right now.
Yeah.
I really think he has a really good chance at winning. As a betting man, the stats aren't behind that.
Right.
But man, my feeling, gut-wise, I think he's going to win. So, all right. So, FPO. What do you think?
Where the heck are the ladies?
All the way down. There's
I'm like, dang, I had to go through
big
so
field.
many. Ooh, there's a big field. Okay.
huge field.
All right.
And so the highest rated is PP.
Yep. I don't think that's any surprise.
No. You go ahead and go first
Okay.
on these.
Number 3, I'm going to take Jen Allen.
Oh, good choice. What made you choose Jen Allen?
I don't know. I was just like going there and I was like, I don't know. Like there's something I think she's played well fairly recently. Like I saw her in some Scott Stokely video recently, or like I was like, her name just like popped in my head.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I think she's played decently well. So, let's see. 2, I'm going to pick, let's say Cat Merch.
Okay.
And then numero uno, I'm going to be boring and pick Paige Pierce.
Okay. And the only reason I'm picking one different than you is because I just don't want to be the same.
Okay.
So I got Mandahano,
Okay.
Val,
Yep.
and then Ella Hansen second.
Ooh.
This is where she showed up last year.
That is. Yep, that's right. She had a
So,
breakout
and
performance.
she just came off of a A-tier win
Oh, okay.
just this weekend. So, yeah. So then I am going to go with Katrina Allen as the winner. And the only reason I'm doing that is just to be contrary to you. I think PP will take it, but I think Katrina Allen has a good chance for it as well. Because she can still palm. She still throws hard.
She does.
All right, so there it is. So let's do a recap. For the men's side, I took Macbeth, Gibson, Lizotte in that order. And JP has Heimberg, Lizotte, Conrad. FPO, we have Katrina Allen, Ella Hansen, Valerie Mandahano in that order. and then Paige Pierce, Cat Merch, and Jen Allen in that order for JP. So there you go. That's Portland. We're excited to see it. It will be on all the social medias that you need to watch it for. So new course. So we went up on the 27th of this past week. Joe and I went up and met at Ellison Bay. There's an Ellison Bay Park. It's right behind the Maritime Museum in Ellison
Gills
Bay.
Rock.
Gills Rock, excuse me. Well, I guess technically it's what do they call it? Anyways, Liberty Grove.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I met with a representative from Liberty Grove, and they have monies in place, and all they need is, they said, go ahead and order baskets. We'll get them. Once you determine how many baskets can go in there, go ahead and order them. We got the money.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. So this has been a long time running. Like, I think Tyler Frickman approached it first. He made the initial presentation. Him and I kind of walked through that. Then I don't know how it dropped off our radar, but then all of a sudden I got an email saying, hey, we've been trying to contact you guys. Like, we got money set aside for you. We're ready to go. And I was like, oh, really? Great. I'm glad to hear that. Sorry, I wasn't aware of it. We'll get started on it. So as soon as the ground thawed and everything was good, we made an appointment made a time to meet up, and went out there and walked it with her, kind of explained things to her. And she's just like, absolutely. I've already talked to the neighbors about properties. There's really no big issues. If there's any issues, we'll let you know. Just have fun. Just make sure you make setbacks off of property lines.
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome.
Okay, so
and they're going to do all the work.
Nice.
All we got to do is flag it.
I gotta say, the town, like Liberty Grove and like Ellison Bay, those guys, like they're good guys. They work hard.
Yeah. I mean, I'm super excited. And this is the least resistance we've ever had for any municipality we've ever worked in.
Wow.
It's fantastic. They're just said, absolutely, come out and just show us where to dig the holes. Tell us where to cut. We're good.
That's cool. Okay. Tyler, didn't he originally pitched a different property? Was that right?
No, he was trying to also work on he was just trying to pitch a property, like, what property do you have for us to use? We would love to use X property, but what is there to use?
Okay, got it.
So I think I told him to go that direction. I kind of influenced him to go that direction. And then we just said, whatever property you think is most appropriate, we need about an acre a hole.
Yeah.
And then they came back with this, hey, there's 13 acres sitting here. So I think we're going to be a 9-hole course. The problem is it slims down pretty. So it's about 250 feet. It's the slimmest point. Like, it's a long, narrow one, but it's kind of oblonged. It's weird. It has two ends that are larger, where they get about 500 feet across. So it almost doubles in width. But it's kind of like this almost horseshoe shape, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
But enough to put, like, passing holes, because it's wooded enough. I mean, it's going to be a short technical, par 3 for sure. But it'll be fun that everybody can play. It's going to be a nice starter course. And I think there was some interest waned because we have a lot of those courses. Well, that's primarily the courses we have up here, because there's not a lot of land up here. I mean, we're on a peninsula. It's basically an island. So I think there was interest waned because of that. And when I was made aware that, hey, this money's approved, do you guys want to use it? I was like, absolutely, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So this is fantastic. I'm super excited about it. So hopefully we can get everybody together and kind of make a nice little layout and then just go from there. But we don't have a lot of room for creativity because the land is so like narrow and long. So it's going to be basically an out and back in.
Okay.
But I'm excited. And like I said, all we have to do is mark, maybe do some initial trailblazing just to get a path. And then that's it. They're going to do everything else. So
Awesome.
Super excited. And they're thinking end of the summer, maybe into next spring. That is going to be the timeline to get initial everything done. And then as long as we get everything there, we instruct them how to do it, give them the instructions. They're just going to do it.
Cool.
So that is going to happen. So for sure,
going to
we'll be in.
T-pads or anything like that?
Yeah, so they don't want to do concrete.
Okay.
They don't want to do pavers. They're okay with the turf, like we have at Bailey's.
Cool.
So I'm pretty excited about that. And they're actually going to install them. So they're going to take their tractors, pull it out, lay them down basically level or flush so they can get their mowers over them and everything like that. So
Oh, wow.
I said, you do it, but as long as there's a good base, it's attached to something, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's exciting.
So I'm excited. So it's another 9-hole up here to expose people to disc golf, and they are super behind it because it's just underutilized land. The only thing that's going through it right now is a snowmobile trail.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing out there. It's a bunch of invasive, species that hopefully we can get through there and cut some of those trees out, and we'll work with them to make sure that we're utilizing those areas. So we knock that stuff out, and it'll be exciting. So
Cool.
There you go. New course in the area. So let's talk about aces. How many aces do you have?
I think around 5.
Okay.
Not that many. Many more cage hits. For sure.
Yep.
Near misses. Yeah. But
I don't think I don't remember how many I have. I know in 2018 I had 6. 2019, I think that's the year I went to Am Worlds. I think I had 4. And then 20, I think I only had 2. 21, I think I only had 2 or 3. I don't have any this year. I haven't hit a single ace this year. So, but prior to that, I mean, I think I had a couple years I was double digits. But I kind of lost count.
yeah. I know I witnessed one. It was your felon on the tube sock, the skip base.
Yeah, that was last year, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. I think it was like you, Tyler, Jordan, and I were out. Yeah. And then there's a couple league rounds in Sister Bay where like you threw off the top of the like sledding hill or whatever. Didn't you ace?
I did that with a shrike. Yeah, I played the turnover over the football field.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I shriked, and then on that same hole in short
I was just thinking about that same hole too. Yeah.
And that was a CD2, just straight at the basket.
Okay.
Just blew the chains up. And then I hit, what is that, 6? That little short dinker across the meadow.
Yep.
I hit that one. And then 7. No, 8. So 7 I hit, and then 8 I hit in Sister Bay.
Wow.
But those are all, I mean, fairly short-ish.
Yeah, shortish.
The one off the top of the sledding hill, that was a good one. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's a decent bomb. Because
That
I
is.
was in long position when I hit that one.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then, yeah, Bailey's, I hit that one. And then I also had where the FU tree is.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have 2 where the FU tree is,
Original.
both different pin locations.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't have where it's currently
I just
sitting.
remember when it was like straight on.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a fuse. I turned it was one of the Johnny McRae ice fuses. Yeah, I just turned it over the outside and just slam changed from there. And then I had the one where we moved the pin. That's when we finally moved the pin back out into the open. Because before it was just right in the entrance.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
we pushed it back straight.
Oh.
And then moved the T-pad back. And then
Yeah.
I hit that one.
Okay.
And I haven't hit it in the current spot now. Because it's hard to hit it in the current spot.
Yeah.
Because I probably threw the almost perfect drive. The last one, I wasn't even close to hitting the ace. So
It's a really hard left, fade.
It is.
This guy hit it super straight and then have it just dump almost.
Yeah,
and
and
get
it-
like a skip ace.
it has to be a skip, I
Yeah.
think. And then where else have I hit the ace on that one? Hole 6. Yeah, I hit it when it was between the 2 trees because Tyler hit one, but I hit it on a casual round between those 2 when it was between the 2
Oh,
trees.
yes. Yes.
So
Okay.
that was the only other time I ever hit out there. But yeah, I have a good streak of aces, and they just come like when one happens, I usually get like 2 or 3 more right after it, and then I'll go for a dry spell for about a year, and then same thing. One I'll hit, and then I'll do 2 or 3 after it, and then a dry spell again. So, have you ever had a black ace or cubbie ace, or rather?
I came close once.
Okay.
I don't remember what the situation was. Where was I playing? I think I was trying to go for a longer tee position somewhere, but it ended up almost skipping into a shorter
Okay.
tee or a shorter basket. Yeah, I don't remember where it was, but I remember that was the situation where like it was this like hyzer, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna try to pump it out there, but really it like fell way short, like bad nose angle, but like just skipped and dunk, almost in the shorter position.
Yep. What about cubbie aces?
I'm not familiar.
Cubbie aces is when you stand on the tee bed, just throw a ton of them.
Oh,
Well, at least that's what I
Yeah,
understand cubbie aces.
let me think. I probably had like 2 of those on like
Okay.
a shorter holes. I know I tried to do that in Sister Bay on like 6. Just
Okay.
that real short one. I think I did try to do that a couple times in Jacksonport too.
Okay.
Not like I remember Dempsey, like, because there's like a couple holes that are only like 90 feet. Like if you play from the shorts, and it's just like longer putt. I think Dempsey almost got one once.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, that's just kind of fun. Just try to ace run, see if you can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I think I've never had a black ace. Like I've never hit a short basket or the wrong basket.
Yeah.
Like I've hit baskets, but I've never actually had a black ace. And then the cubbie ace. So just throwing off of one tee, multiple shots. Hole 1 at Sister Bay is the only time I've ever had that.
Oh, really?
Because I guess I don't usually throw a ton of shots at one hole. So my most memorable ace that I had when we went to Am National, so 2018 or 19, I don't remember which year it was, 2018, and we stopped at Brown Deer, and it was just this stupid like blind basket. You couldn't see. You had to throw over a creek, and at the time it was like running water, but it was just we just got a ton of rain and stuff.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a creek anymore or not, but. And then it has this hard left finish. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to throw a justice, get it close, and then I can putt. And I threw it way too low. And I was like, oh, this is horrible. And it somehow kind of caught that edge and did those like flare skips and just absolutely smashed chains. Like all we heard was, and I was like, oh my goodness. And this was a first stop on our trip to Michigan, right? Yeah. Yeah. And, yeah, it was like, so it was with the justice of all discs. I was like, there's no way I'm even going to get it there because I think it was like a 290 or almost 300 foot hole. No way I was going to get it there. And so the other memorable ace I have, because I was on a card with Zach Bays, and he's a kind of tournament director. He has like beards and he's a barber or something like that. But we're on a hole. And they had just cut the hole, so super tight, and like it's really like a line that's just big enough for a disc to hit the basket. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw a putter. So it was a paid shoe judge. No, yeah, it was a paid shoe judge. So I've had 2 aces with a paid shoe judge, and I just threw it just straight, and it just came out perfect. And the hole, like as soon as I let it go, Zach Bays goes, and he called me an a-hole.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you talking about? And just hammered chains. And I was like,
That's awesome.
That is awesome. And I did horrible in that tournament. That was a tournament ace. So yeah. So do cubbie aces and black aces count?
I don't.
We got to get your most memorable ace, by the way.
Oh yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to remember my most memorable ace. Okay, so I was out with Ash in Bailey's Harbor, and we had some random old guy that was like playing out on the course, and he's like, "Do you mind if I join you guys?" Like it was just some random afternoon. We went out and played. We played 36 holes that day, I think, and he joined us. It was old hole 9. Like it was a shorter, like you're coming out of like woods, but like the basket, you come out of this little tunnel, and then it's off to the right.
Yes.
And then there's like a stump or something like in front of the basket, kind of, or a big log. And so it wasn't it was like, it's only like 215 feet. Or
it was like a little apple tree.
Yeah, something. Yeah. And so I was throwing I had a classic blend judge. It was a yellow classic blend judge. I just, threw it out on hyzer for me because it's, kind of a dog leg right. And I threw it and I just came running down the tunnel. Comes in, spike, boom, right in the bottom of the tray, no chains.
Jeez, and just stayed.
Like, yeah. It was pretty awesome. And then, I was like, almost couldn't talk about it. But it was, that was pretty cool.
And it doesn't matter how many aces you have, they all feel awesome unless you're Chris Dickerson.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't care.
Doesn't care.
So.
No, the cubbie ace thing's interesting because, like, yes, I guess you're throwing one tee shot, but like you're intentionally throwing multiple tee shots. So I don't know if that really counts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Black ace too, like it's not your intention to aim at that that basket, and it's also the basket that you may not be playing. So I don't know if that should really count either.
And leaves you with a horrible lie to try to play from underneath the basket. Sucks.
Yeah.
So I agree on the black ace. I think a cubbie ace, like if your intention is to hit that ace, like that's an ace. Like I know a lot of people like it doesn't count. Like, yeah, it does. You know, you threw from one position to another, like your tee pad to a basket.
Right.
Like I think it counts. I don't know if I would ever like just stand there and rack up aces, you know, like that's not something I would do. But like if you're there, like Simon Lizotte, you know, like if I'm there and I just want to get an ace shot, like or make this crazy line for an ace, then and you throw 10 discs and one of them makes it, it's an ace.
I guess, yeah, I can see that point. That's right. Like you're not playing the hole with the intention of playing out the hole. You're just playing out the hole with the intention to ace. So yeah, exactly. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, because you know if you went around the course 18 times, you just throw off the tee pad. Do I ace it? No. All right, then move. Go to the next hole. Like I don't know how that would be any different. Like I don't understand how the start and finish of a hole designates whether it's an ace or not, or the completion of a course or a round designates an ace.
I can see that.
Because if I just stood on hole 1 at Bailey's and just over and over and over and over again until I hit an ace, like it's an ace.
Yeah.
I don't know. So if I hit it like 2 off the first, if I hit it on the second one, I'm calling it an ace. So, all right. You want to go on to a random question, or you got anything more about an ace?
Nope, that's fine.
There we go. So,
well, it's been a while since we've had one.
I know. He apologized last week. He was like, "I'm so sorry for not having a question."
And then, oh man, did we have a good discussion about movies with him?
Oh, we're gonna go over that.
Yeah,
we're gonna go over that. So, what would be your number one place in the world to visit before you die?
Oh,
so before you die, bucket list item, bucket list. I would say if I like, I'll take it this way. If I had to choose one place right now, where would I go? I think I would probably go Ireland. Although Jordan really convinced me that Iceland's pretty awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think I'd go to Ireland.
That's cool.
I don't know why. Just because.
Melissa went to school there for a little while.
Really?
In Galway, Ireland. Yeah, she worked at a little like bed and breakfast place there.
Okay.
And yeah, she was there. She went to like the Guinness factory and everything. And
is it pretty cool? Well, does she think it's pretty cool?
Yeah, she thought it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So she was there. She studied abroad for a year, and so she was in England and Ireland, and yeah, she thought it was awesome.
When I was in college, a guy named I was just about to say his name. I won't. We referred to him as Tex.
Okay.
He ripped off basically the entire script of William Wallace of
Braveheart.
Braveheart.
Yeah.
But it was called something like the Venture, and it was written in Old English, and he turned it in as a paper he wrote. And he's like, no, I practiced doing that. And I was like, come on. And he was like lying to me, and I'm like, dude, come on. Like, we're in the same class. I know you didn't write that.
Oh my God.
No, I stayed up all night. I'll go, dude, it's like 35 pages. There's no way you wrote that. Yeah, I did. I was like, oh, okay, sure, buddy. But he got in trouble for plagiarism. So
I can imagine.
And that was before it was really that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just copy and paste off of Wikipedia or whatever it was at the time. So it was pretty fun. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah. So my big thing was I've always wanted to go to England. I haven't had the chance. So, and just like a football tour, like just touring stadiums or like.
He means soccer, by the way.
Soccer, yeah, soccer, football. Sorry for. Yeah. So. Yeah, so that was my big thing. Or I've always wanted to go to Egypt too and see the like pyramids and Sphinx and.
That'd be cool
all
too.
That Nile River.
Yeah. If I had to do a number 2, it'd probably be New Zealand.
Yeah.
And Australia, like all those type of places. I don't know why.
I don't know if I'd want to go to Australia because they have a ton of venomous animals there.
Huge amount. Because they have a crud ton of mice.
Yeah.
Have you seen ever when they have the field mice? Like when they're spawning.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's just like the whole ground is moving. Like they can't keep them out of houses or anything. Like crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
No.
That's ridiculous.
No, that's yeah. Maybe let's take Australia off my list.
I mean, it is like I really would like to go like Great Barrier Reef. You know, like that would be awesome to see. Go snorkeling and all that. But
is it worth it?
yeah, I don't know. Like, oh, this random venomous thing like stung me or bit me or
Exactly.
Like, I guess it all depends on like what area you're in, but
Well, and the indigenous, like the Aboriginal people that live there, like it's incredible. Like the way they live out in the land and all that stuff. I mean, and how well they know the land. It's just crazy to me. So it fascinates me. But now that I think about it, like I'm not that rugged of a dude. Like my ruggedness stops at like Doritos and air conditioning, you know?
it's not like Bear Grylls where you're like squeezing like elephant dung to get water.
Negative. Yeah, I mean, I would. Nope.
No,
I can't even like Bear Grylls. Like I would go out, but I'd be the guy like with the camera and the water and like all the creature comforts.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be on the other side of the camera. No chance in the world. And I mean, I don't mind that stuff. Like I can go camping, I can do things like that. So don't get me wrong. Like I'll go hunting and do stuff like that where I'm out in the woods or wilderness for a little while. But like I am gonna have the rations I need. Like I am.
yeah.
Like
Yep.
ain't gonna happen. So yeah, I think those are the two places that I would say if I number one and number two. So Ireland and then New Zealand, and I think you could probably interchange them. But I think Ireland. I don't know what it is about Ireland. I just have this fascination with like the green rolling hills and all that stuff and castles and I don't know.
Did you know that if you buy, I think it's 1 square foot of land in Ireland, you're considered a lord?
I have heard that. Yeah, you can become a lord.
Yeah.
I know they did like a whole like selling of land and all that stuff where they,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty
Lord
cool.
Shane. I'm already kind of a big deal, but Lord would make me even more. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the winner of the black box.
Yeah, we announced the winner. He got back to me. He gave me his address, and the winner it was David Knapp.
Okay, David Knapp. And
Knapp.
And what's his address?
Not giving it out on air.
Okay, good. Just a test.
I passed. Hooray.
You should have seen the look he just gave me, by the way. All right. So we're going to shop updates. So shop updates, we got quite a bit of stuff. So the DD3s are in store. Can't sell them yet till the 6th.
7th, I think.
7th. I don't remember. But it is all over the box that they send them in. DD does Discmania does a very good job of making sure that people know when you can sell them. DD in store, so we can sell them in store because we are a buyback store. We have the Wysocki Slammer, the Mandahano, Fusion X Vandals. We got some Emacs, the B Dynamic Emacs. We got some of the B Dynamic Culprits. And then we also pick up a new product, the DG Max Wax. So I got about 30 of each of them coming in. And
It's good.
I'm excited. Yeah, I used that one that you gave me, or that you didn't give it to me, but you let me use it that one time.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It is.
Like-
and it doesn't leave residue on. I have it's called there's the mini. I forgot there's a name for it, but it's wax and it doesn't leave a residue on your hand. It just gives you like enough to like get an extra little grip. You get that extra little spin on the disc. And then they also have a product called the Snap Stick, which looks like a little chapstick.
Yep.
And you just kind of like, put a little on your fingers. It works great.
Yeah. And it doesn't like dry them out like I love whale sacks, and I won't stop using whale sacks, but whale sacks serve a different purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the DG Max Wax truly just gives you grip. It's kind of, reminiscent if you've ever used grip agents for baseball.
Yeah, a little bit.
But most of those leave tackiness and
Yes.
residue, whereas this doesn't.
This doesn't.
It really does. Like if you were an old school skater or something like that, like you remember like board wax. And
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You remember
Waxing
curb
curbs
waxings
and
and all that. Like that's what this is. Like it makes your hands feel that way, where it's just a bit of tackiness, but it doesn't leave any residue. So I was really impressed with it. So we reached out to them, and now we will be selling them in store. So,
Nice.
And those little pucks are awesome because they can actually use as minis.
Yeah.
So, and this is not paid for, just so you know. Like this is true endorsement. I like it. I think it's a great product. So, yeah. So I think outside of that, is there anything else that we should bring up? Because we got 30 seconds to make an hour.
No, I don't have. I don't know. Are we going to talk about the Jordan thing on Monday's episode?
Oh, yeah, let's absolutely. We're calling Jordan Zacek out right now. Jordan Zacek thinks that White Chicks is the Wayans brothers' best movie.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Okay. So, I was looking at the White Chicks is fine. It's fine. It's a fine movie if you're looking for like a guilty pleasure kind of movie.
Okay.
But it's not my favorite Wayans movie.
No. In the scale of Wayans movies, it is like the one that people like, I don't know, like you kind of forget. Because I don't know. Because I'm thinking like Little Man or, I mean, any of them. Like, and even if we break off into individual movies, like Major Payne, way above that. I mean, White Chicks? Like, come on, Jordan, step up your game. Like,
and he is just like White Chicks, like anytime.
Right. Right. Anytime we bring up anything about White Chicks, I mean, about movies, he's like, why are you not mentioning White Chicks as the greatest movie of all time? And I mean, I'm fine with the like absolute, not overt, just in your face, like racism and things that go on. And because it's comedy. It's
right.
meant for comedy. It's not meant for anything else. Like I'm completely fine with that movie. And I enjoy the movie if I watch it. But to say it's the best Wayans brothers, no way. I will put Little Man above White Chicks any day of the week. Come at me, bro. Anything else to add? We're stirring the pot enough?
Yeah, a little.
Okay.
And then what was the other thing? He was talking about, Batman.
Oh, right. Yeah. So he said he thinks that Keaton is the best Batman.
He's up there.
I agree.
He's up there.
He's not the best Batman.
I still think Bale. For me.
You think Christian Bale is the best?
I think so. And then I think...
You sure it's not Affleck?
No, I don't think it's Affleck.
Or Clooney?
Or Clooney. No. Well, actually, you know who's actually maybe the best Batman that doesn't get mentioned enough is Kevin Conroy. He's the animated voice of Batman.
Okay, yeah. And the Joker...
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill is fantastic.
Yep.
Like, I love that. So if we stay in the realm of live action... Yeah, because I love the voice of him. If we stay in the realm of live action, I think it's between Bale and Robert Pattinson. Pattinson.
Okay.
The newest. Because I feel like he just fits a different role than Bale. Because Bale is also the young Batman.
Right.
And so is Pattinson, right? But I think this one shows a little more humanity in Pattinson's. Like, this whole, like, I'm a god because I went and trained in the mountains. Like, come on, seriously?
Okay. I think I've mentioned this before. I think Bale is the better overall character between Bruce Wayne and Batman. Mm-hmm. But the Bruce Wayne that Pattinson plays, we don't get to see enough of him, but I just don't think he's got character.
Yeah, I think that's just the fault of Pattinson. Like, I guess I can't really disagree too much on that regard. So that's why I kind of put those two in the same realm. But I don't think, Keaton is probably behind them as the next best. And I think that's only nostalgic reasons. Because Keaton plays a very specific character. And you can't not identify Beetlejuice and Batman. You know what I mean? Like, you can't help but not to think Beetlejuice and when he plays Batman. So that's the problem I have with Keaton. Clooney, don't even need to talk about. Affleck, we don't need to talk about. So then there's Bale and there's...
Val Kilmer.
Oh, Val Kilmer. Oh. I forgot about Val. He only had one movie.
Yeah.
I liked Val.
I did too.
I'm a fan of Val Kilmer. But I don't think he's up. I mean, he's right in the middle, I think.
Yeah, he is.
He's forgettable.
He's right in the middle.
He's forgettable. Because he wasn't that bad or he wasn't that good.
Yeah.
I think he's too pretty.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think it is.
Yeah.
Because not that Bruce Wayne wasn't a like pretty rich dude, like a pretty / rich dude.
Yeah.
Also a pretty rich dude. Like, but he still fell down a well. He's been attacked by bats. Like, I'm sure he has some ugliness to him. I don't think Val Kilmer fit that.
No.
So, but like Pattinson definitely does. Bale definitely does. And I think their character development on both of them, like, I don't know, interchangeable for me for the best one.
Okay.
I like just poking the bear when, the other individuals started chiming in with Bale's by far the best. Like, come on, Bale, whatever. Yeah. So, but I think Pattinson ranks up there. I thought it was fantastic.
Well, the hard thing too is that we have 3 movies of Christian Bale,
Right.
and we have one of Pattinson. So like we'll have to see how the next, maybe who knows how many there's going to be, but there's definitely going to be a sequel.
Yeah.
So it'll just be interesting to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to see that. So, yeah, I think that's all. I think we're just calling you out. So, other than that, give us a like, give us a share, give us a follow. Keep an eye out for the YouTube coming out. And we'll try to get Jordan on here to defend himself here pretty soon. So, if you hear this, Jordan, come at me, bro. All right, outside of that, you want to share your OnlyFans?
No.
Okay. All right. Keep us up par. Peace.